First, you are going to have a quite unusual sign at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. So first of all, you are going to have a very, very unusual sign. And this sign that you are going to have, it's going to really kind of get you thinking. And it's really, you are at the same time, you're going to feel so surprised about something when you have this sign. But this is more about how you actually going to feel at that moment in time. So first of all, you are going to have a very unusual sign, and then very soon after that moment in time, you are gonna be presented with an excellent opportunity. And when you have that sign, another thing that I didn't mention is that at the same time, when you have this unusual sign, you're also going to be kind of like become aware of something that you need to learn, something that you want to learn with some kind of learning experience. It's going to be highlighted. Something that, when I say learning experience, something that you will want to kind of learn, something that you will want to become a part of. And then very soon after that moment in time, you are going to become aware of an excellent opportunity. So when I said that the beginning of this week is going to start like with you having a very unusual but rather powerful sign, that is all going to lead towards you a kind of feeling, an urge to kind of learn something extra. For example, it doesn't have to be brand new learning experience, but something extra that you need to learn. But at the same time, very soon after that moment in time, there is going to be a mind blowing opportunity which is going to present itself. Listen to me very carefully. I'm not talking about any opportunity. No, baby, no. Okay, I'm talking about a big mama here, like a giant mama opportunity. I'm talking about this will mean to you so much, and in fact, as soon as you become aware of this opportunity, there is so much that is going to start changing within, because this opportunity is going to be huge. It's going to be enormous. And you know, you've been worrying about something for so long. You've been worrying about something for so long, about the specific problem in your life within the last 9 or 10 months, quite a lot. You have been worrying about something specific, and all these worries, you know, created a certain amount of energy that was draining your vibration, that was draining your energy, and also it made you feel so powerless, because it was all about like a waiting game. So you felt powerless over the last 9 or 10 months in particular. You couldn't do what you wanted to do. You couldn't express yourself exactly the way you wanted to express yourself. This is because you were in this limbo. This is because you were in this mode that's caused by waiting. And when we are waiting for something and we are still having some kind of a plan, some kind of destination, very, very often we can fall into this kind of situation where, you know, we are just going, and slowly we just a little bit kind of lose ourselves, and we don't even understand how much we can actually lose ourselves, or how much we lose ourselves, until we reach this absolutely mind-blowing stage of your life, because this is going to be so super important for you. I cannot stress enough, my gorgeous Libra, whatsoever, because this caused you so, you know, to worry for way too long. Okay, so this is like, oh my god, this is going to create such a powerful moment. But at the same time, when you become aware of this opportunity, do you know what I mean, at the same time there is something else that is going to be highlighted. This is also going to bring an important clarity. You're going to become aware of something that you weren't aware of before, and this in itself is going to open your eyes. You know, you're going to become fully aware of something, especially when it comes to you, like really by you taking this opportunity on, you're also going to become aware of the fact that this is going to really kind of it's going to help you to move on with your life, but at the same time it's going to really kind of remove you from the people that you don't want to be around. You know, it's going to remove you from the people that became quite stale in your life. And I'm not talking about people in a horrible way being stale, but it's it's also signifying the fact that, you know, you just kind of like gonna become aware of, like, you were like kind of fighting yourself for so long, maybe being surrounded by the certain people, and keep on doing the same things over and over again without the desired effect, you know, or without the actual desired outcome. So this is all going to kind of highlight the certain situations and the certain people in your life that you do not feel comfortable around anymore. And this is purely because, you know, the certain cycle is coming to an end. Wherever there is a certain cycle coming to an end, we are reminded by things, by the people, and by the situations in our lives that have been making us feel really uncomfortable and negative for way too long. So this is only going to highlight how much you are like kind of fighting with yourself also, but at the same time, you know, it's going to highlight some kind of wrongdoings, it's going to highlight some kind of a double dealings, it's going to highlight a really, really dishonest people. And this is all going to be the part of a very much so a rather clear direction in your life, my gorgeous Libra, at the time when you need it the most. And it's almost like an extra, like kind of like a realization, you know, an extra balance is going to come through, an extra confirmation. That's the word that I'm looking for, an extra confirmation when it comes to a clear direction being provided to you. You know, one sign is going to kind of lead to another sign. One realization is going to lead to another realization that this is something that you need to kind of take on. This is all going to lead towards a brand new, like a rather clear direction in your life that most importantly you need to take. And you're very kind of also, you're going to realize what a smart decision you're about to make, because this is all going to also lead towards you making a really, really smart decision right now and having endless like confirmations about this smart decision at the same time. So you will know that you are doing a really, really wise thing here indeed. And also at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Libra, there is someone in your life who's going to need a little bit of your help. Like, my goodness, it's like to do maybe with a younger person, maybe like a family member who is a younger person, or it's like a maybe, I don't know, maybe the child of a best friend or your child, but it's to do, if you've got a child, you know what I mean, but it's to do with a younger or maybe even inexperienced person in your life. They're going to do something so bizarre and something so strange, and they are kind of going to act in a very, very strange and bizarre way. And they will tell you something, and it's really going to kind of throw you out of balance. You are going to be shocked by what they're actually going to tell you, but I know that you're going to be offended. Like, I know that you're going to be like kind of, oh my god, what just happened? What is just like child told me? Maybe it's a child, and maybe it's someone who is really inexperienced with life. Maybe we are talking about a really, really young spirit as well, but it's just the basic, this is going to throw you out of balance. But you are gonna need to understand this. I'm talking about someone younger. So let's say that this is like a child who actually is going to tell you something, and you're going to be completely surprised. Like, I can't believe this child just told me this, completely out of the blue, completely out of the character. Somebody who normally loves you, somebody who normally look up to you, but you are going to see that there is a little problem with what they told you. Like it's going to be completely out of the character, and almost as if you're going to feel like, oh, I don't want to talk to that child again, ever again. No, baby, no. No, baby, no. You need to discuss this. You need to sort this out. This is so important. You need to say exactly what you feel, exactly what's on your mind, because you're going to be worrying like that you're talking to a child or a younger person, and you're also going to be worried that they're not going to be able to understand you. And you're not going to understand yourself, like on which level do you go to. But you just have to understand to be yourself and say what's on your mind, because that person is going to tell you something and this is going to really, really hurt you. But you need to kind of like come on top of that, and you need to explain to that person how that made you feel. You have no idea what an impact on that person's life you're going to make. So when that happens, don't be offended. No, baby, no. Because I know that you are going to be for a day or two, but it's a child that we are talking about most likely. So all you need to do is, this is your spiritual duty. Do you know what I mean? You need to explain exactly to that child how that child kind of made you feel. And then because this, I can't really explain to you. This is going to make, this is going to play a major role in that person's life. There is something so big and so important that that person in your life is going to understand. And then you are going to understand something else about yourself just by doing this. What you're going to do is you're going to change that person's life forever in the best possible way, but you also come to the bottom of something. You will understand why that person said this, and you will also not take this personally whatsoever. But you must, for the love of God, you need to explain to that child, for example, exactly how they made you feel when they said this. So as long as they understand and feel the amount of emotions that you went through, that's exactly the state, the spiritual state that this person needs to reach. And once they find themselves there, first of all, they're going to like kind of be, oh yeah, whatever, nonchalant. But then trust me, you are going to do something absolutely remarkable when it comes to that little person. You are going to save that little person. You're going to save someone. And when you save someone on this earth, Libra, this is going to get back to you. This is going to get back to you in million different ways. You will see what I mean exactly. Okay, so this is very, very important for you to understand. And also, when it comes to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Libra, you have to understand that, you are such a beautiful person. I love you so much. You have so much love to give. But when it comes to the beginning of this week and when it comes to the whole week, I want you to know one thing. You are so caring. And you've been caring for others for so long, and that's absolutely fine. But what you need to understand this week, to basically, you can care for others, but do not forget to care about yourself. Okay, so this is something you need to, don't forget to take care of yourself. So you can care for others, but don't forget to take care of yourself as well. And also, on another hand, what I also wanted to say to you when it comes to this week, you have to trust your intuition, and at the same time, you have to follow your heart. That's just something additional I wanted to say to you when it comes to this week, because you are gonna come across some very specific situations, and when this week ends, this is all going to be absolutely obvious to you. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Libra, very, very much so, what is going to happen this week, my gorgeous Libra, is basically something is going to happen completely unexpectedly, completely out of the blue. And I like this so much. It's to do with a message, it's to do with an information, like someone is going to come forward and it's going to give you this information and message, and this is really kind of going to blow you away in the best possible way, because now suddenly out of the blue, this message and information that you're going to have, it's going to like make you feel so good about yourself, because at the same time you will know that a big giant problem is coming to an end, and that big giant problem that is coming to an end was also preventing you to kind of move on with your life when you wanted to move on, and it was also preventing you to work on your dream. It was preventing you to move on, to work on your manifestation in life, so this is going to mean to you so much, my gorgeous Libra. But at the same time, somebody really wise and powerful and gorgeous in your life, it's also kind of through that person you are going to understand exactly what the next steps are going to be, because you are going to be paying attention to somebody in your life, somebody very solid, somebody very grounded, somebody very powerful, somebody very successful, somebody with so much experience, especially when it comes to you working on this stage, on this part of your life. So through someone in your life, you are going to be able to use someone as an example, what you're going to do right now and which steps exactly you're going to make. And through that person, you're also going to understand that you are going to be the part of some kind of a competition, and that it's actually really good to be the part of some kind of competition, and you must not make that to you must not let that to scare you whatsoever, because this in itself is also going to be one enormous giant step when it comes to you getting so much closer to like some kind of a dream of yours, really big wish. It's actually basically really big wish. It's going to come through, because you are gonna kind of like you're gonna speed some kind of a process. You are gonna like become like a little bunny, little rabbit who is going to jump over and get to the place of of your life much sooner, much quicker. So this is absolutely brilliant, but it's also going to speed up the certain things for you indeed. When it comes to the midweek, there is something else I wanted to say to you, my gorgeous Libra, to pay attention to details and to wait for perfect timing. Okay, so this is something that I need you to remember when it comes to the midweek as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you see it's like a basically, my goodness, my gorgeous Libra, this is amazing, but it doesn't surprise me that people are yet again gonna be playing such an important role in your life. I love you so much because I'm keep on saying this, but you are number one to those people in your life. You give so much love, you give so much emotions, and people in your life are so important to you, and I love you for this like a lot, my gorgeous Libra. So this is why, you know, very often when it comes to your reading, there are other people who appear because they are an important part of your life. With other words, they're an important part of your spiritual journey, and this is brilliant because it shows you what a remarkable people you actually are. So the last part of this week, you know, again, there is this like another person in your life, a female person, very gorgeous female person. We are talking about someone very kind of down to earth, but someone who understands things about life, and some like on a very high and elevated spiritual level, and somebody who is not afraid to be themselves as well. So on one hand, this female person is really powerful and strong, but then on another hand, this female person is also very caring and gentle, but ridiculously clever, ridiculously smart, and ridiculously spiritual as well. And almost as if like this person has some kind of a gift of vision as well. And like it's almost as if like this person can't do wrong, you know, but they are. I'm talking about someone really good, someone really honest, and it's just like a really kind of someone very, very special indeed. So that person that I'm talking about, it's also somehow connected to number 3. Whether they're born in March, whether they're born on the 3rd day, whether they're born on the 3rd hour, 3rd minute, whatever. Maybe this is going to happen on the, like, when there is going to be like a number 3 somehow, 3 o'clock or something, whatever. But somehow there is a very strong energy of number 3 attached to this person as well. And that means that, you know, at the end of this week, this person is actually really going to tell you something and you're not going to like it whatsoever. That person is like gonna, like, maybe it's gonna be like a mini little bickering in between you two, maybe naughty little argument or naughty little disagreement, maybe something is going to start this off, you know. But the bottom line is that that person is gonna say something to you, and again, this is gonna like kind of, oh, this is gonna like, why are you speaking to me like this? I can't believe that you just told me this, you know. With other words, they're gonna point something about you, they're gonna be completely honest, but you know, you are going to feel instantly defensive. You know, you're going to feel instantly defensive. And then you will understand that that very thing is where your power is. That very thing is where your strength is. That very thing was affecting your balance. And that in itself is going to change something within. Because now suddenly, because what that person is going to tell you, this absolutely invaluable information about yourself. First of all, you're not going to like, you're going to like, oh, you're really cheeky. But they're only going to highlight why you're not doing something that you wanted to do for such a long time. For example, but they will say this in such an abrupt and a naughty way, and you're going to be like, don't speak to me like that, and immediately you're going to feel like a very defensive. But then also at the same time, poof, something is gonna change, and that same thing, that same energy, you will be able to use in your advantage, because now suddenly you're gonna have a control over something that was draining your energy for way too long. You're about to get a confidence. You're gonna realize something very powerful and very specific about yourself, about your power, but most importantly, you're gonna gain so much confidence and so much kind of strength through this. You see what I mean? So first first of all, you're going to feel defensive, what this person is going to tell you, but almost instantly you're going to realize, you know what, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So you see what I mean? So first of all, you're going to feel defensive, like, oh, don't speak to me like that. But then almost instantly, like, do you know what I mean? Like a light bulb, above your head, like, hello, darling. Light bulb, ding, idea, realization, like this is going to bring you confidence. You're absolutely right, actually. Sorry about that, mate. You're absolutely right. This is going to bring you so much confidence and so much strength and so much self-esteem, and it's going to give you bring you control over something, some kind of situation that was draining your energy, and this is going to bring you this necessary confidence in order to move on with your life. So it's not only about something being highlighted about you, but at the same time, that person, it's also like kind of gonna motivate you to leave something behind. Like, now it's time. What are you waiting for? You need to move on with your life. And this in itself is going to open your eyes, and it's suddenly going to make you aware of the fact, like, something about the timing is going to become very precious. But now suddenly you're going to be like, yeah, I don't want this, I don't want that, I'm bored with this, I'm bored with that, So you are going to find yourself on a really beautiful spiritual quest where you will not only want more out of life, but you will know that more is coming, and it's all down to you. You need to make this move. You need to leave some kind of situation behind, and this in itself is going to bring you one of the greatest successes into your life. This is going to bring you huge accomplishment. This is going to bring you huge recognition later on, and especially already by the time you get to the actual May and June 2023, this is already where you are going to have a massive achievement that is going to come from this, and you will remember this. You will remember this time, and you will well know, and you will understand completely that if you haven't left something behind and moved on with your life, you wouldn't have this absolutely mind-blowing achievement later on indeed. And this can be, my gorgeous Libra, probably one of the greatest achievements of your life. You know what I mean? So you just need to go with this absolutely mind-blowing flow. By the end of the week, you are literally going to have a reason to celebrate. Also, by the end of the week, you're going to have a reason to celebrate, because something when it comes to your finances is going to start looking up. Whatever you were worrying about, finances or financial situation, there is an important news that you're going to have, and this is gonna, oh my God, it's gonna give you reason to celebrate, literally. And I quite like it, because at that moment in time there is a very, very interesting idea that you're going to have indeed, and that idea that you're going to have is going to stem from the certain experience that you're going to be reminded of at that moment in time that caused you to kind of worry in the first place. And also when it comes to the end of this week, my gorgeous Libra, you have to please, I know I always say, like, listen to your intuition, intuition, but especially very, very strongly when it comes to the 13th of January, 14th of January, and the 15th of January. These are three big mamas. 13th of January, 14th of January, and the 15th of January. These are three big mamas. Why? Because this is the time when you need to kind of listen to your intuition and pay attention to the actual signs from the divine, okay? And this is also an important time to not to unnecessarily worry, and at the same time this is an important time to let go of your fears, because this is all going to be leading towards a very, very powerful revelations which are going to make so much clear to you. So the 13th, 14th and the 15th of January 2023 are also bringing you a mind-blowing revelations, the biggest revelations you've ever had, which are going to make so much clear to you. And when I say this, it's a lot to do with the next steps that you are going to make. It's a lot to do with what you're going to realize. It's about the clarity, in life, which is a lot to do with your, with your spiritual purpose, with your soul purpose. This is all going to lead towards a remarkable and serious turnaround in your lives. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.